We're here with our master instructor and friend and pizza guru, Scott Wiener. How many times have you taught at Pizza University? And from the first time that you taught at Pizza U to today, what has changed?
Wow, it's got to be at least 7 or 8 classes that I've taught with Pizza University, mostly the Start Smart, and I've done the Pizza with Peter Reinhardt class. And I remember the first class we ever did here was a lot of fun, but since then, I feel like the students have become a lot more astute. People have more background in pizza before they even step through the door, and the way that we run the class has become a lot more well-tuned to our students.
Do you feel like the students, I mean, from your point of view, I know that we had about 12 students today, but as an instructor, what do you see, from the students? Do you see like full immersions? Are they really attentive? Do you feel like they're really engaged?
Yeah, the students, well, they're electing to be here. And even the ones that are being sent here by their restaurants that they work for, I think they get to know from the first 30 seconds of being in the class that the instructors are here because we love to be here, and they're also getting that they have 3 days. It's going to be intense. They're going to learn a lot, and they're really hanging on the whole time. And every once in a while, when we realize that they've had enough, we bring out some pizza, and then they spark back up.
So Pizza University was born in 2018, and we probably, have graduated almost or close to 1,000 students between professional classes and also recreational classes. But in the last 6 years, I've seen an evolution in pizza, which is, been magical, right? What do you think is driving, the pizza industry today, and what do you think is the evolution of pizza in the next years?
People definitely have more respect for pizza now than they did even 10 years ago. And part of that respect has to do with the fact that so many big chefs have gotten involved in the pizza world, and so many pizzerias have become mainstays of their cities. And we had a huge push when people were stuck at home with COVID, and so many people became amateur bread bakers and got into pizza making, and maybe they never thought about getting a restaurant, and now have decided that they want to open a restaurant. So they come to Pizza University with some background. They learned on YouTube, they learned from 3 or 4 different books, and then in 3 days we get to sort of course correct all these things that they've built up on. So I think the future of pizza is not what the past was. The past was 2nd and 3rd generation restaurants that are run by people who might care less about the product and more about their legacy. And what we see now are people starting restaurants because of the product. There is no legacy they're carrying on. They have no baggage from the past. It's all about the present.
The notions that anybody can be a pizza maker is still out there, because I feel like there is a sense of gullibility that anybody can be a pizza maker, right? People come here and says like, oh, I've been a pizzaiolo for 10 years. And then when they come here and they go through our full immersion classes, they realize they don't know much about pizza. Okay, so what would you recommend for the people that are out there that they think they know about pizza, but actually they know very little about pizza?
Well, I mean, I'm an example of this. I have been involved in the pizza industry for about 17 years. I do not consider myself to be a pizza maker. I have no interest in operating a pizzeria or a pizza restaurant. And part of that is because the more I learn, the more I realize there is to learn. And that's the beauty of education, is the fun of it is not getting to the end and saying I'm done. It's saying, well, now I've started the course. So this class that we teach at the end of the 3rd day, you haven't completed anything. You just stepped your first foot into the pool. And that's the most magical thing about it, is that the gullibility that you mentioned, I agree. Sometimes the moment you think you know everything is really the last moment that you're going to make anything good. Every person who comes out of the room ends the class realizing how much more there is to know. And every instructor that we have is such a good instructor because they know that they don't know everything. When you watch Giulio Adriani, who's a master, when you watch him answer a question, he's walking you through something that he only discovered within the past 5 years sometimes. John Arena, he's a guy who, he's so proud of the fact that his pizza now is different from what it was when he started in Vegas in the early 80s. And that's the beauty. If you can see someone like John Arena, who's been making pizza for close to 60 years, and he's bragging about how much better he's been getting over the past 10, that should tell somebody who's been making pizza for 10 years that they've only just begun.
Considering pizza is the king of food, everybody knows the word of pizza. What is the next phase of our industry? I know that, the people that are much more educated, they're much more intrigued about the dough, the baker percentage. They want to learn more. And I feel like, there are so many regional style of pizza today. But what's next, right?
Well, I think in the past, people have cared about mastering a recipe, learning how to make a specific style. But in the past 10 years, as we realize that pizza is a bread, and we get into things like understanding baker's percentages and the value of hydration and the value of mixing or augmenting your flour use, all those styles are going to disappear, and it's going to become this mosaic of personal styles. Gone will be the days of this is New York and this is Neapolitan, and we're ushering in right now the moment of somebody who decides that they want to take a little bit from this and a little bit from that, and I like this aspect of Detroit style and I like this aspect of tavern style in Chicago, whatever, and we're going to see this intermix. And you already see it in Naples. In Naples, for the longest time, it was, this is pizza and that's all it is. And then the young cats out there said, well, I want to make it this way with this expanded cornicione. And how can you argue that that's not legitimate? It's what they do. It's what they like. And that breaks the dam wide open, and now the waters are rushing over us.
Yeah. And that's the beauty about our industry today. It's like we can push the boundary and let people to be creative, not only with their dough, but with their style, with their condiments. And going from a peasant food to a gourmet food today, I think it's a magical journey, and it's a great achievement. But I want to go back and say, why are you here teaching at Pizza University? The passions and the love that we have for our industry, and the purpose and the social purpose of Pizza University is to educate the new generation of pizza makers. And the fact that you're here, it means a lot, right? And it means a lot to you as well.
Yeah, it means the world to me because I am just a perpetual student of pizza. And so to come here and teach is because, first of all, I had all these questions, and I continue to have all the questions that every student has. These are things that I've asked, and some of them that I've found answers for. I love the ability to be able to give a shortcut and explain the why and how, because over the past almost 2 decades, that's what I've been doing. And also, I get to be with people who have been in the pizza business for decades. I learn from the other instructors. I'm in a facility that literally builds pizza ovens, which is the heart of the restaurant. So to understand pizza for me, as a historian and educator, I have to understand the technology behind it. Because what is pizza if not just the processing of dough by an important piece of equipment, the oven? So for me, I come because I learn at least as much as the students. And whatever I can impart to them that I've picked up on is just my joy, because I spend all my time doing research, reading about this, paying attention in pizzerias everywhere. And it's just like a huge part of the puzzle for me is being able to filter that knowledge out. Because at the end of the day, it means people are going to be opening up awesome pizzerias that I'm going to get to go visit. So the reason I'm here is because I want to eat more good pizza. That's it. It's like, seriously.
You don't look like you eat a lot of pizza, honestly.
You got to ride your bike. I ride my bike every day. That's how you keep the pizza away.
Now, the last question is, the social purpose of the school is not only, to educate the next generation pizza maker, but it's very important for us to make sure that we pass it on our experience to the restaurateur, to the second people, the people that choose the second chapter of their life, the second careers. And we want to make sure that we prevent, any mistake that we made in the past through the experience of the instructors or other students or other restaurateurs. But you also have a social purpose that is really dear to you with your nonprofit organization, Slice Out Hunger, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Slice Out Hunger is a nationwide network of pizzerias and pizza makers. We've got over 700 partners right now, and it's a network of people who have all agreed to support their local hunger relief initiatives. So Slice Out Hunger is all based on the fact that as people in the pizza business, or as me running pizza tours, we partially treat pizza not just like it's food, but also like it's entertainment. It is. I'm going to 3 pizzerias between here and the airport today because it's my joy. But we also have to remember that not everybody can afford to treat pizza as casual entertainment or food as entertainment. And so because of that, we take pride in the fact that the pizza industry is a community industry. Pizzerias always give back. They sponsor the Little League teams. They're there to help students out. They're the after-school hangout space. And because of that, our member pizzerias are out there helping their local communities every day. So when Slice Out Hunger sees that there's something comes up in the country that's a disaster, we have a relief program where we snap into action within 1 day. And we have a relief program that funds pizzerias near the affected areas. If there's a hurricane, a tornado, wildfires, we support local pizzerias by buying their pizza and having it delivered to shelters, soup kitchens, people in need. And we also have programs that deliver pizza to shelters and soup kitchens on National Pizza Day. It's called Pizza Across America. And then we have a program called the Pie It Forward program, where people can sponsor deliveries to shelters and soup kitchens through our partners. So Slice Out Hunger buys food from our member pizzerias. And because of that, we're able to support their small businesses and people who are suffering from food insecurity at the same time.
And that's just amazing. This is, really nice, that you focus on this particular, purpose. I know that as a human being, we got to give it back, and we always have to support the people in needs, right? If you wanted to give a recommendation and suggestions to the people out there that are contemplating to come to Pizza University, okay, what would you recommend to them? And make sure they make the right choices. Because I know you can go online, you can learn a lot of things, but there is a difference between, learning online and to come to a place, in a safe and cozy place that is all about pizza. We live, breathe, and eat pizza every day. What would you tell them?
Well, Pizza University is not a place to go to if you already know everything or think you do, because it means that you are a rock and you will not absorb water in the way that a sponge will. And the best conversation I had today when I asked one student about, well, what was your big takeaway from this? And that student said, well, I have a lot of experience making pizza at home. I even have some experience helping out at pizzerias. But all the videos and books that I could read or watch can't stand over my shoulder and tell me that I'll make a better pizza if I turn my arm 12 degrees. And that's the value of the class, is you have eyes over your shoulder, watching what you're doing, and telling you that that one thing that you did that you didn't even realize was significant is the reason why your pizzas all end up square. And when they're able to fix it that quickly, it does something that a YouTube video can never do, which is interact. And that's what Pizza University is about. It's about interaction. You're not just listening. I know we talk a lot, but you're not just listening, it's all about interacting.
Well, we could be talking all day and talking about pizza, but I know that you have to go and drive back to your hometown and New Jersey or New York, I believe.
Yeah.
You're New Yorkers, Brooklyn. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting Pizza University. Thank you for being a great instructors. And we are so happy to have you here, but we're hoping you're coming back again with the trio, you, John, and Giulio. And thank you for the partnership again.
I love being here. Thanks.